Good morning. My name is Scott Stengy. I'm the Procurement and Compliance Manager for the Department of City Development. And this is the information session for the invitation to bid for plumbing maintenance services of City of Milwaukee habitable and improved neighborhood properties, also known as INREM properties. I am going to share my screen and you'll see now up on the screen, this is the bid document that is currently posted on the Department of City Development's website. And I will kind of just jump right into it. The Department of City Development is the real estate arm, per se, of the City of Milwaukee. And we are in charge of managing the properties that are acquired by the city in tax foreclose, in the tax foreclose process, also known as in-rem. In the city of Milwaukee, if you don't pay property taxes for 3 years, the city may take title to the property. Some of those properties are vacant, some are occupied by tenants. And the city, once we own the property, as with many other landlords, has a responsibility to respond to the tenant's request for service for various maintenance issues. Also, vacant properties also need service on a periodic basis. So one of the calls that we get periodically are for plumbing needs. This bid is for awarding a contract for 3 years for plumbing maintenance services, and it's one of 2 plumbing contractors that the city uses to cover the needs of all the in-rem properties. So I'm just jumping here on the bid document itself. I would recommend reading the bid document from front to finish, but I am going to highlight several parts of the bid document for this conversation. Page 3 of the document has the bid submittal checklist. So this outlines all of the documents that you will need to submit for your bid to be responsive. In essence, there are 2 items that have to be part of your bid. First is the invitation to bid form that has your unit prices and the base bid total sum. And then the second page is the signature page. So those would be the invitation for bid form is on page 4 and page 5 of the bid. So you would be required to input your unit prices in the respective place here for unit price 1, unit price 2, and unit price 3. And then you would input those unit prices within the formula up here where it says base bid total sum. The signature page is on page 8. So you would need to sign this page and submit it with the invitation to bid form document. Going back up here to the checklist. So this bid has a SBE contract goal. Some of the bids we do has a requirement. This bid has a goal. So the SBE of 25% on this bid is a goal. It is not mandatory. If you are using an SBE subcontractor or you are an SBE prime, then filling out the Form A and submitting it with your bid would be applicable. Form A is found on page 9. Scroll here really quick to page 9. So this is page 9, and page 10 constitutes the SBE Form A. Also listed on the checklist are 2 bid preference programs that apply to this bid. One is socially responsible contractors, and the other is local business enterprise. You'll need to read the bid documents to get more information about that. the SRC and LBE don't apply to everyone. So read through the bid document, and if it is applicable, then you would need to submit the appropriate paperwork along with your bid in order for that preference to be considered applicable to your bid. So a couple of deadlines for this bid. We do have an opportunity as you read through the bid documents, if there are any questions, or if you, after listening to this info session, you have any questions, there is an opportunity for you to email these questions. You would send them to this email address that I'm highlighting on the screen, which is dcdpurchasing@milwaukee.gov. We ask that all questions be submitted no later than August 11th at 4:45 p.m. This affords us then an opportunity to look through the questions, answer them, and then if necessary, we would post an addendum with any kind of Q&A or clarifying information about the bid, and it would get posted at the end of the day on August 12th, and it would be posted at the same website that you can access the bid document. So again, those dates, August 11th is the deadline for the bid document or the questions. And then the city would have a deadline, so to speak, to post the addendum if one is necessary by August 12th. The other important date to consider is in submitting a bid, all bids must be received by August 19th at 11 a.m. And all bids are now being received by email only. So you would submit that bid to this email address, which is on page 1 of the bid document. It also just so happens to be the same email address you would submit your questions to. So again, August 19th at 11 a.m. And it has to be received by the city of Milwaukee. You can't, so if you send it late at like 10:59 and the city doesn't get it till 11:03, then the bid would be rejected as being late because we did not receive it by 11 a.m. So I caution you when you submit your bid in response to this plumbing maintenance services, make sure that you leave enough time for the email to be transmitted and received by the city no later than 11 a.m. on August 19th. So I'm not going to go through all of the specifications and pages of the bid document, but I'm going to highlight 3 things here. They're the unit prices that we outline on the bid in terms of what the work is that you would be doing. Unit price 1 is plumbing maintenance services. This will be the majority of the work that you're asked to do. And it is, as it said, it's just maintenance services. So, you know, clogged pipes, clogged toilet, install of a new toilet, just general plumbing needs by various tenants and or properties that are owned by the city. The second unit price is to install water filters. So this is going to be a tabletop water filter that would get us installed directly to the faucet. This unit price does not include the cost of the water filter. The city has those and would supply them to the contractor to install. And later in this bid document is an example of what one of them may look like. And then finally, as a contractor for the city, as a maintenance contractor for the city, you are in some ways our eyes and ears at the property. So if you are in the basement working on various plumbing needs for the property and you observe a furnace filter that is in dire need of being replaced, and or if there is no furnace filter at all, we would ask then that you have a small volume of filters available on your truck to install into that furnace. It helps us obviously in the winter months to make sure that the furnace runs efficiently. So the unit price 3 would just be for the installing of the furnace while you're there at the property doing other work. This does not include the cost of the furnace, as that would be reimbursed at cost, as it's a material, and you would want to look at section 1E in the bid specifications later in the bid document for that process. So again, three main kind of things that we would ask you to do: plumbing, maintenance services, general plumbing will be the bulk of the work that's done. There is some occasion where we would ask you to install tabletop furnace filters, and then again, keep an eye out for filters in the furnace while you are in the basement, and take steps accordingly. I'm going to wrap this up by going back to the dates. These are the important dates that you need to be aware of. Again, the deadline for questions is August 11th at 4:45 p.m. And you would email those to this email on the screen that I'm highlighting. And then finally, the bid documents, the bid submittal is due via email to the email address on the screen, and it must be received no later than August 19th, 2026 at 11 a.m. So that's Central Time. Again, that's 11 a.m. has to be received by the city. So make sure you build in enough time prior to submitting your email with your bid, so that there would be enough time for the bid to go through the internet and receive back by the city at 11 a.m. That is the end of the presentation. We look forward to receiving your bid. And if you have any questions beyond what is being presented today, please feel free to submit that at the email address that I covered earlier. So with that, we will end the recording, and we thank you for your time and look forward to receiving your bid.